All right, guys, how's it going? So you may have seen this news today regarding FSG and the French outfit Bordeaux, which I think their full name is FC Girondins de Bordeaux. Probably not said in that kind of accent. Um, Cut a long story short, we did a live stream earlier. People coming in, do you think it's real? What do you think's happening and all that? I do think it's real. I think it is very real. And I've been doing a bit of digging on it and reading articles in France prior to today. That news appears to have only hit the UK today, but in the run-up to today and recent events, it's clear that an American investment group has been, having talks or negotiations with Bordeaux regarding a potential purchase. Now, of course, not Liverpool, sorry, FSG want this multi-club setup now, which is why they've got Edwards and Ward as, in the football operations, global football operations, whatever you want to call it. It's not something that, fills me with much confidence or interest, to be honest with you. I know some of you will argue, well, it could help Liverpool, and the youth players could go over there and this, that, and the other. Yeah, it could. But I don't think that, FSG are thinking this is a good idea, this will help Liverpool. I think this is just them thinking about money. And there may be some benefits for Liverpool along the way, but the primary objective here is obviously going to be the money. You may disagree with me, but that's what I think. So basically, this club has been struggling, as have other clubs in France. I wrote an article that's currently available on the front page of KopTalk.com, which might be easy for you to take a look at after the video. And basically, what I will say to you is that up until today, reports in France had previously only referred to the mystery party interested as buying the club has been an American investment fund already established in sport and supported by one of the largest family funds in the world. Now, they currently play in League Two, the second tier of French football. They were relegated from League One in recent years. In fact, in 2022, they were relegated to the third tier due to financial problems, although they appealed that decision. Now, the club is currently under scrutiny from what's called the DNCG, the Direction Nationale du Contrôle de Gestion. Starting to sound like Joey Barton, which is basically French football's financial watchdog. And the club has been hit with various sanctions. So in January of this year, the DNCG imposed restrictions on the French club's wage bill and transfer budget, which obviously restricted their ability to sign new players, increase wages, impacting competitiveness, if you like. In 2021, Lopez, the guy that owns the club, reached a deal to rescue them from bankruptcy after the previous owners pulled out. But because of these ongoing financial constraints today, he's now desperate to find a solution, and this opens the doors, for the Sharks to try and capitalise on a struggling club's situation. Now, you've got to remember, when FSG was circling around Anfield during Liverpool's serious financial problems back, 2010, John Henry wrote in an email to his partners, quote, "I don't want to say this beyond this small group, but if we could acquire this Liverpool Football Club for the debt, I really feel like we would be stealing this franchise." And there's maybe some similarities here with stealing this French club. They're in a precarious financial position, facing further restrictions from the football authorities, and they're struggling to regain their former status in French football. Now, this article that I've wrote here goes on to say that FSG recently appointed Edwards to oversee the purchase of another football club, and that purchasing Bordeaux could be, another shrewd purchase for them. Apparently, John Henry's been out there along with FSG technical director Julian Ward, working on the potential purchase. Now, hacks that focus exclusively on Liverpool Football Club have previously suggested that FSG would more than likely target a South American football club. But as you know, my opinion has always been that FSG wanted a European outfit, so this falls into place. And also, it's not the first European club that they've been mentioned with. Now, an informal offer is said to have been put on the table to Lopez, which includes an initial pledge of 42 million euros, which enables Bordeaux to compete in League Two next season. That's the guarantees to be able to participate in that league. But apparently, at the moment, there's no formal offer or official deal being struck as yet. If one is struck, there are suggestions that Lopez will remain at the club as a minority shareholder. And additionally, former Liverpool midfielder Albert Riera is the manager of Bordeaux. He's been there since last year. Obviously, he played for the Reds, and he was a player for them as well between 2003 2005. So it's quite, there's a bit going on there. I think it's serious reporting. I've read a lot. It falls into what I believe, that they want a European club. A club in financial difficulty sounds like FSG all over. Who knows what the outcome will be? Yes, it could benefit Liverpool. How could it not benefit Liverpool if you've got a number of clubs, and you can take players and put them out there to gain experience, whatever. League Two, but you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with some positives here. But you'll never convince me any differently that this is nothing else other to do with money and financial gain for FSG, opposed to the priority of, let's buy this club, it'll help Liverpool. And if you want me to go a little bit further, I still believe that Liverpool Football Club is for sale. And it wouldn't surprise me if they jump ship much sooner than many people think. I know they did the deal in the small minority deal not so long ago, but they have the FSG guy that's part of the advisors to that company. So they must have, insider knowledge of what FSG's intentions are, like buy into us because, you will capitalize on this at some point. This is our plan. That has to have been discussed, because a minority shareholder in a football club, that doesn't have any power. So they've invested because they know they're going to be quids in at some point. And it wouldn't surprise me if FSG are looking at let's see if we can, replicate what we've done at Anfield in other leagues or other football clubs. And when the time is right, jump ship. So that, however, is just my opinion, right? So that's nothing to do with what we've discussed in this video. But there's nobody out there right now saying that Liverpool, that the owners want to sell Liverpool. Quite the contrary. They think that he's going to be here for decades. I wouldn't go along with that. I think that they will sell. But I don't want you to get your hopes up if you don't like FSG, because I don't see it happening overnight. But I'm convinced that the club remains for sale. But that's just opinion. I know I've got a bit of a croaky voice. I've got a sore throat. I'm not feeling too great at the moment, to be honest with you. In fact, I'm going to do this video. I'm going to head off to the chemist and get something. So, all right, guys, I'll leave it with you. If you go to www.KopTalk.com, there is an article on the front page, which I've just glanced through. If you want to just, go through it a little bit more. To be honest with you, this football club has been, thrown around, passed around different investors, dumped, walked out on, shit on, the fans shit on, you know what I mean? I think they might have won the league 6 times. They've been a big club. It's very sad. And to be honest with you, I'm going to be honest with you. And I know our priorities is running Liverpool Football Club, and I don't want to get into slagging the owners off. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a fan of the owners, but I don't hate the owners. I think they've been good owners, not the best, not the worst. But just reading stuff like this is just, I don't find it very, very appealing. Do you know what I mean? If you remember what we felt as Liverpool fans going through the Gillette and Hicks days, and then at the time FSG, Nesby as they were called at the time, came along, and we were like, yeah, they've saved us and all this, you know what I mean? But then we read the emails about, Liverpool officials saying it's a bottom of the barrel deal. John Henry there saying, well, look, I don't want anyone else to know what we're saying here, but this would be a steal if we could get this club. And I just feel like it's a repeat of that. And I just feel for their fans that, have been through all sorts of shit, just trying to follow their football team. Now, FSG could purchase their football team, take them up the division up to League One, make them a success, take them into European competition. I'm sure the fans will be very grateful. At the end of the day, if FSG are making money, that should mean that the club is successful. So it doesn't mean that this is just that it's negative for their supporters. But what I'm trying to say here is, I just don't like the way that football's gone. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, we'll just buy that club and we'll do this with it and do that with it. Yeah, the fans benefit, but I still think, I prefer the old days of, just a single chairman that supported the club all his life. But that's not football anymore, is it? But you know why it's not football anymore? Because we've allowed it to be different, and we keep paying the increased television subscription. Well, many people don't, but keep buying the latest shit all the time, just fueling them with more and more money. So it's our own fault, I guess. Anyway, I don't want to waffle on too much about it, their opinions, and kind of taking, away from what the message of the video is. I welcome your thoughts on all of this. You know what I mean? You let me know what you think, guys. All right. So, I don't think FSU obviously are looking at other clubs. They want to make money. Fine, no problem with it. I can't see how it can be negative towards Liverpool in any way. People came on the stream today saying, "Do you think this is going to take money?" No, it's not. It's not going to affect Liverpool. I don't think so. Not in a negative way. I just don't see that at all. And maybe it could be all right, So anyway, my opinions shouldn't really coming into this. I should probably just stick with telling you what I think regarding the news today and what I found. And to be honest with you, the news article, I could have written 10 pages today because there's so much gone on with that football club in recent years. So that's it. All right. I'll be back at 7 o'clock tonight. If you appreciate the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, hit the super thanks button. I'll give you a shout out in tomorrow morning's briefing. But most of all, leave a comment. What do you think about multi-club options? Is it just benefit? It's just going to benefit Liverpool? Will their fans be happy? Well, who knows? Maybe the deal won't even go ahead. We'll have to wait and see. But it does sound like Liverpool, that Fenway are extremely interested in this club. But there's no binding agreement in place at the moment. I would suspect that FSG are looking for, lenience from that governing body that I've mentioned. Like, well, if we come in, will you back the fuck off? We'll pay the 42 million, get them in the league, and we will work on, building this club up. But we don't want to do it if you're going to shaft us, kind of thing. That's surely what FSG are trying to do, because they're meeting with this organisation apparently. And additionally, Lopez, I think it is the chap that owns the club, he ain't in a position to, make any demands. So, FSG will be aware of that. They've got them if they want them. So I'll leave it with you guys. I just thought I'd touch base with you about it.